The trade deadline is approaching, and Sixers GM Daryl Morey has gone outside of his house to give some information. Yes, he is awake. Philly Voice's Kyle Nuebeck had an exclusive interview, and we're going to talk about some of the things that Daryl Morey dropped in that interview.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Run it back, Nation. What is good? It is your boy DJ Squid. Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Algo gang, do your thing. Hit the like button on the video. Put something in the comments. Doesn't matter what it is. Your favorite emoji. It's all for the Algo. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on. Before we get into this tonight, an exclusive live stream on playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Playback TV. Exclusive live stream tonight at 9 p.m. We did one last night going over trade targets. I can play YouTube videos. I can do all kinds of things legally, copyright-wise, on Playback TV. There's a live chat. I can bring people on the stage to join me. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun last night. We're doing one tonight. It is a Sixers versus Celtics preview and NBA trade talk with a Boston Celtics superfan, plus taking live callers. So join us on Playback TV for that tonight at 9 p.m. Link is in the description, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Let's get into this. Daryl Morey's thoughts on the trade deadline, free agency, James Harden, and more. And there's a lot of stuff in here. Shout out to Kyle Nuebeck of the Philly Voice for, getting this information, doing his thing, doing his job. There's a lot of information in here about things that nobody cares about, things that we're not here for. But then there's some things that Daryl Morey said about the trade deadline. I just vaguely, quickly glanced at it on Twitter, so I didn't really, dive deep into it. I didn't read the whole thing. I wanted to read it live with you and give my instant, off-the-top reactions to what he said and what we should maybe expect to happen at this trade deadline. Here you go. Daryl Morey's understanding of Philadelphia has deepened over the last few years in Houston. Okay, that's about the Eagles, and when the Eagles win, it helps out the Sixers, and the attention goes to the Sixers after the football season, whatever. If Morey shares anything, Morey notes that last season's deadline push for Harden left Philadelphia with little time to tie things together, adding that part of their success this year is a product of time spent with one another. Here's what Morey said regarding that. I under-anticipated when we couldn't add James last year until the deadline that it would take as long as it has for them to get the chemistry that he has with Joel and Tobias in particular. I felt that we hadn't got to the level of trust and chemistry that we needed to beat Miami last year. Lies. Joel Embiid had a broken face and a torn ligament in his thumb. That's why you didn't beat Miami last year. And James Harden wasn't in shape and needed a full offseason of working out and doing basketball activities after a whole year and a half of a hamstring rehab. I think it's very unlikely we're involved in anything big at this deadline. So dissecting this right here, because yesterday somebody threw a trade out, proposal or a fake trade, which I'm a big fan of. I love fake trades. I'm a nerd for just basketball talk. But somebody threw something out yesterday that was a 3-team trade that would have the Philadelphia 76ers sending out Tobias Harris and Furkan Korkmaz, the Lakers sending Russell Westbrook out, and the Sixers receiving Nerlens Noel and Bojan Bogdanovic, which sounded too good to be true to me. But in my personal opinion, for the past couple of years, they've been trying to trade Tobias. It hasn't really been that much of a secret. If you can get somebody to take Tobias Harris's contract and you can get a player that does what Tobias Harris does for half the money, you're going to do that. So Daryl obviously isn't going to say that. But in this quote, he says James Harden's chemistry with Joel Embiid and Tobias in particular. And then he says, I think it's very unlikely that we're involved in anything big at this deadline. And to me, that means he's saying we're probably not going to trade Tobias Harris at this trade deadline. We care about the chemistry between Joel, Tobias, and Harden. I don't know if I really believe that, to be honest with you. I actually don't believe that at all. I don't believe. What's the meme of the anchor man? I don't believe you. Yeah, I don't believe that. If you can get a player that can do what Tobias Harris does for half of the money, you're taking it. Don't feed me the BS of the chemistry with Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid and James Harden. Tobias Harris is very replaceable. I'm sorry for all of you that, for whatever reason, want to fanboy over Tobias Harris. He's very, very replaceable at $37 million a year. He also said this: it could easily be that we continue to just develop chemistry and then have the group that we have. I and Elton. How is Elton Brand still here? I and Elton and everyone else feels a responsibility in an important year like this to see if we can find anyone who can upgrade the team. Okay, I like that. But he's not going to admit in this article that the team has issues. He's basically just going to say, we think we have enough, and if we can upgrade the team, we will do that, but we're not going to make any major trades. You're lying to me, Daryl. That's what you're doing. You're lying to me. It could easily be that we continue to just develop chemistry and then have the group that we have, I and Elton, and everyone feels a responsibility in an important year like this to see if we can find anyone who can upgrade the team. That's interesting. Take that for what you will. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Here's the big one that's circling around Twitter and everywhere else. If you take the list of teams that are making players available that could maybe play for us in the playoffs, and then the ones that we can acquire, it's a very, very small list. That's what I was saying in my live stream last night. You know, people throw out all kinds of names. Let's go get this guy. Let's go get that guy. Let's go get this guy. The Sixers don't have much to trade. And the asking price for some of these players is just simply out of our price range. You know what I'm saying? I think we feel good going to war with who we have. But if we can find an upgrade and give Doc more weapons for his playoff arsenal, we'll do it. But we don't go into this thinking we have to upgrade a particular player. This is a lie. This is a 100% lie. This is a lie. This is a lie. Okay? I think we feel good going to war with who we have. No, you don't. The Sixers backup center position is a disaster right now. It is a disaster. The Sixers are a plus 17 with Joel Embiid and James Harden on the floor, and they are a minus 15 with them off of the floor. The major reason for that is that your backup center is a 6'7" slug who can't jump in Montrezl Harrell. And your other backup center, Paul Reed, who's more athletic and can rebound, averages 8 fouls per 36 minutes and just doesn't have a very high basketball IQ. And again, you're not asking for a superstar level player at backup center. You just need a competent guy who can get some boards and play a little bit of defense. Just don't be a minus 15. That's what you need from a backup player. But Daryl Morey's completely ignoring that fact or just kind of refusing to say it in this interview. He knows the backup center position is a major issue. And he's going into this trade deadline looking for a backup center. Whether it's Jared Vanderbilt, whether it's Andre Drummond, whether it's Nerlens Noel, all three of those players are 10,000 miles better at backup center for this team than what we currently have. And last night, Andre Drummond dropped 21 points and 15 rebounds. So, maybe his trade price went up. I know Jared Vanderbilt's trade price is a little bit high for a backup center position. Here he also said, we're not going to have playing time for everyone, so sometimes we're going to cut players who are very good players, and we're happy for those that go on to do great things. When he talked about cutting Isaiah Joe last year, sometimes we're going to cut players who are very good players. There's a lot of factors that go into it, including the current contract or the goals of this season to win a title. We could start bringing in worse players, so we could start bringing in worse players so we never cut a good one. Shut up, Daryl. But yeah, there you have it. Daryl's trying to tell us that they're not looking for a particular position, and they think that they have enough right now, or they're comfortable going to war with what they have. And I'm here to tell you that that is a 100% complete lie. He's lying because he doesn't want to tell the league and the other GMs that he's looking for a trade. He wants everyone to think that we feel comfortable with what we have. But if you're going to offer something and we can meet the price and we can negotiate, Daryl's a negotiator. He knows what he's doing. As Trillbro Dude the other night on the postgame live said, there hasn't been a single season in Daryl Morey's GM career where he hasn't made a trade. He's making a trade. He's just playing a game right now. Now I have another thing I want to read here just for a second because it's interesting because it mentions Daryl Morey, but is it really Daryl Morey? When talking about Jared Vanderbilt and Danny Ainge and the Jared Vanderbilt trade from the Jazz, Danny Ainge especially has earned a reputation for driving up a hard bargain, and the Jazz approach leading up to this deadline hasn't been any different. And in this article, it says a rival general manager told ESPN the Jazz are asking for too damn much. So, a rival general manager. This might be Daryl Morey. It could be someone else, but it might be Daryl Morey. The Jazz are asking for too damn much for Jared Vanderbilt. So, as much as I would like Vanderbilt on this team, if the asking price is Matisse Thybulle and future picks or Matisse Thybulle and Jaden Springer in future, I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think Vanderbilt would be a massive upgrade for this team. But there you have it. There's Daryl Morey's comments on the trade deadline. Give me all your thoughts on it, man. Yeah, I gave you my thoughts. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. And join the exclusive playback stream tonight at 9 p.m. on Playback TV, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Sixers Celtics preview and NBA trade talk with a Celtics super fan. And we're taking live callers. It's going to be a blast. I'll see you guys there, man. Peace.